Yep, I'm back again, like I never left. You guys like my bear outfit? I got this for Christmas. I like it a lot. It just looks fly, right? You like it? Type below, let me know if you like it or not. But anyways, getting to the top 10 best movies that we've seen this year. We've seen a lot of shit movies, but there's also been a nice amount of surprisingly good movies that came out this year too. So let's celebrate the goodness with the good. A lot of these movies, I think we're all gonna agree, like, yep, top tier, best shit. They were good. This wasn't a good year for Hollywood between the strikes and, you know, people getting fired, people getting laid off, and like I said, the whole DC universe just crumbling for our eyes, gonna get remade. Not a good year for Marvel either. So between all of that, I think I managed to find 10 movies I feel best represented 2023 in the best ways possible. Again, my list is gonna be different from your list, so like I said, whatever your list is, type below, let me know, talk about it. So here's my personal top 10 best movies I've seen this year. But like I said, ain't seen everything. And if some things I have seen, didn't review them. So, but I believe everything I've seen on this list, I did see a review. So if you want to know in-depth videos on those, click on the channel and watch the review. Double your fun. So let's talk about it. Here we go. The top 10 best movies of the year, in my opinion. Starting with number 10. Number 10 for me, easily, it's got to be a 10, so 10-10. Gonna be Saw 10. Oh my goodness, I like this movie a lot. I don't care what y'all say. I'm a diehard Saw fan. I will defend Saw to the death of me. I know some of the movies have not been great, but I felt Saw 10 was a perfect return to form. Tobin Bell, was great to see him again. It was a good story, a good personal story for John Kramer. The traps were pretty good too. I just love Saw 10. I love the fact that we're getting Saw 11, like, even though they announced it like a couple weeks ago, but it's like, yep, Saw 11. That's coming next year too. So yeah, maybe Saw 11 will be on the top 10 best list 2022. But for now, Saw 10 will definitely my number 10. There are 9 movies better than this, so let's talk about them. Here we go. Number 9 for me. This might be my first time ever having 2 horror movies kind of back to back, because you know all the horror movies belong on the bad list. But on the good list was one horror movie that I'm like, if I can fit it on the list, I'll fit it. And it's going to be Talk to Me. This movie was done by A24, who, like I said, they've been very hit and miss with me with horror movies, but this one was surprisingly refreshingly good. One, because I thought it was an original horror movie, so you get mirrors for that. A24 has always been with the original shit. When it was all said and done, I watched it, I was just kind of just like, you know what? This movie surprised me a lot. I thought it was going to be like, okay, A24 and horror, strap up for some shit. No, it was actually pretty good, well-acted horror movie. It had effective scares, it had a good story, and it had a nice, good twist ending. I was just like, okay, A24, maybe horror movies are getting back on track. So yeah, Talk to Me. It was definitely a good one in my opinion. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I thought it was pretty decent. Okay, now what's number 8? This one, we're gonna go to number 8 with a bang. Here we go. Number 8 for me, easily. You might be like, why is it so low on your list? Hey, be lucky it's on the list at all. Now the movie's going to be Oppenheimer. This movie was definitely an event film. Your boy had Barbenheimer that just crushed the box office and pretty much gave CPR to all of Hollywood this whole summer. Oppenheimer was a pretty dope movie. Movie you should definitely see in IMAX for that, you know, bombastic, bigger than life, because, you know, even though it's not just all about the atomic bomb drop and everyone just being like, it was definitely a pretty good court drama afterwards. It was just, you know, with everything that happened, like the second half, the 3-hour mark. It was definitely an enjoyable movie. It was a really well directed, good movie. Of course, Christopher Nolan did it, so anything he touches is going to be gold. That's why I had to put it on the list. It might not be as high up as everyone else, because I felt like it was a little overhyped a little bit. People saying it's like the best movie of the year. I got 7 movies ahead of this that'll say otherwise. Here we go. 7 for me. I said this was a bad year for Marvel, more or less. Why? They did put out one good movie that we can all agree with, and that's going to be Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was definitely a nice send-off to the characters that we love. Our ragtag group of space Avengers, especially with Rocket Raccoon. To be honest, when that movie came out, when it was all over with, we're all just like, Rocket, we love you. Also, him and his crew with Lila and what was the walrus and the rabbit. Yeah, we all became animal activists after the movie because it was that good. Great cinematography, great story, good way to end off the Guardian saga. I had nothing but a good time with this movie. I feel like when we think of 2023, even though Marvel is kind of crap, Guardians 3 will be the movie we can all universally agree, like, that one was actually good. So you get a pass, Marvel. A small pass. Still a pass. Number 6 for me, came out in March. I was like, oh yeah, this movie did come out, and I actually loved the fuck out of it. It's the only movie that this actor is going to be in for quite some time. So it gets immortalized on my list. That's going to be Creed 3. Jonathan Majors was actually a superstar knockout this whole year. Too bad what happened with him has ended his Hollywood career short. When he came out with Ant-Man and then Creed back to back, we're just like, nothing is going to happen to this guy. This guy's on the map. He's going to be around for many years to come. He did good in this movie. Him and Michael B. Jordan, also Michael B. Jordan directed this movie, it debuted. I thought he did really good with the movie. It was a good story, good heart, good action scenes in the movie itself with the fights and stuff like that. Super good movie, so an engageable movie. I had a great time with it. 3 was a knockout. It was good. 5 for me, right in the middle. Going to be The Creator. Oh man, this movie was definitely one of the best IMAX experiences I had in a long time. Cinematically wise, it was just enormous, great. This is like the standard for like sci-fi movies of this caliber. Like I said, this was how can I put this? It was like Terminator meets like, I don't want to say Avatar, but it was just like, it was really good, really well acted. The CGI and the scope of the movie was just enormous. It was incredible. I'm gonna remember this movie a lot. The Creator was definitely very good. Number 5. All right, top 4 movies of the year. These top 4 movies represent 2023 to the fullest. Here we go, number 4. 4 for me is the 4th movie in this franchise. It's going to be John Wick Chapter 4. Definitely the best action movie of the entire year. No contest. I don't care how indestructible John Wick is. To be honest, as much as we're like loving John Wick kick-ass loving John Wick do what he does, we're just also kind of like, well, yeah, John Wick should have died a couple of times. Like, there are a couple of times I could think off the top of my head, like when he fell down those steps at the end of the movie, like shouldn't his back been like a pile of rubble? And also when the fat dude punched him, he fell off the fucking bridge or whatever. He like hit his head and his back. I'm just like, your pelvis should just be dust. But nothing kills John Wick. Nothing. Number 4, Keanu Reeves was definitely the standout highlight. Actually, there were a lot of people in this movie, so he's not just a standout. Like, well acted all around. John Wick Chapter 4, great movie. Loved it. Best action movie of the year. Easily, hands down. Now, let's get to the top 3 movies. Here we go. Number 3 for me was the movie that everyone kind of, I don't want to say doubt it, but like has their fingers crossed. And now this movie has crushed it. It has changed the genre for this type of movie forever. And that movie is going to be easily the Super Mario Brothers movie, man. Oh, man. Everyone had, like, their chips on Super Mario Brothers being kind of terrible, but no. Nothing can stop the Mario Brothers. Telling you how to deal with that. Peaches. You put Jack Black in anything, come on. You got some gold there. You got it. The great story was good, like, good Super Mario, not just a good movie, it's a good movie, yeah, but it's also like the Super Mario Brothers movie, the way Super Mario should have been done. Make it animated. It had a lot of video game references to Mario and other Nintendo products. Pretty good story. The action was great. A lot of memory berries, and of course Jack Black is Bowser. He's like definitive Bowser forever. Like, whenever I see Bowser, if he talks, I'm thinking of John Wick. I'm thinking of Jack Black. So yeah, nothing but praises for the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I'm glad it crushed it. Video game movies are like gonna like have the curses like officially broken down. It could be bad video game movies, but it's just like we'll always have that buffer now, that safety cushion with the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Like, oh yeah, they were still good. 50 years from now, we'll be like, well, they've been crap, but it was a time where they were good, and it was the Super Mario Bros. Movie, 2023. There it is. Now, top 2 movies of the year. Here we go. Number 2 for me, what was my number 1 movie, I think, last year? What's last year or the year before? I can't remember. But anyway, number 2 for me, easily going to be SpiderMan Across the Spider-Verse. Another Spider-Verse movie that absolutely crushes it, pushes the boundaries even better than the first movie. Absolutely incredible to watch. Great size. Different animation styles, all the spider people, spider eggs, spider whatevers are in the movie, which is so good to see. If you're a Spider-Man fan, it's probably going to be your number 1 movie of the year. It was that good. I love the way it ended off with like it told its own story, but it left like what's to be continued. Okay, we'll see what's happening next year. Is it next year or who knows? Who knows with Hollywood strike pushing everything back in 2025. But Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse had a great time with. It was a good story, good character, good animation, different animations. Overall, I felt it was the second best movie of the year, but there can only be one. And I was kind of just like, I don't think any other movie this year is kind of like topped my expectations like this one did, because I didn't have any expectations for this last movie. But that's why it should be number one. And we're all going to be like, you know what? I'm not mad you're number one. Here it is. Number one for me, easily, without a doubt, my number one movie of the year. I didn't even think was my number one movie of the year. Didn't even think. But now I'm like, looking back on everything, I'm like, you know what? This deserves to be at the top, because this was a good year for this character in this franchise. That's going to be Godzilla -1. This was an absolutely smash year for Godzilla. Between this movie, the Monarch TV show on Apple Plus, and plus we got Godzilla vs. Kong 2 coming out next year. This was just a good year to be a Godzilla fan. Because this movie, like I said, dealt with no other Godzilla movie has ever done. Made me care about the human character, made me care about the story, made me care about just everything in this movie, even when Godzilla was not in it. It's like, you would think that's like the most impossible thing for a Godzilla movie to do. It's all about the monsters, but no. This movie, one, made Godzilla a villain. It also just made me feel and care about the characters in the movie, because Godzilla was a real threat. That it just made me feel like Godzilla was like, he's like in the real world right now, just ready to apply his move and blow Tokyo up or something. A great human character, great story, good action scenes with Godzilla, and they made Godzilla look like OG Godzilla, so that was cool too. Overall, I just can't think of no other movie, because like I said, I went into Godzilla -1 just like, okay, new Godzilla movie, I'm seeing it early, so what could it be? It could be fun. I walked out of it just like, that movie was better than I thought. And any movie that is like better than your expectations deserves merits. And that's why Godzilla -1 is the number one movie of 2023 for me. Those are my list of the top 10 best movies of 2023. I know your list is going to be different than mine, but we had a lot of good movies, and let's celebrate a lot of the good films that we've seen this year in celebration. Yeah, whatever is your top 10 best list is, type below, let me know, talk about it. I want to share your list so I can comment on it and be like, oh, I like that movie too. You had a good list. You can comment and just be like, you hated my list, and just be like, well, let me know your list and we can compare. Hope you guys have an amazing year going to 2024. See you guys next year for even more crazier videos, more fun times, more good stuff, more movies. Deadpool 3, yeah, that's the only movie I think about that's coming out next year. So we'll see you then. As always, subscribe. Until next time.